Unsc Report to Office of Naval Intelligence, January 2200. Summary of the last 5 years. Upon the discovery of the Fujikawa slipspace engine, our slipspace-capable probes have discovered potential habitable worlds, the nearest being in the Alpha Centauri system. Upon returning to our command station in orbit of Earth, it was determined that it was time for humanity to leave its homeworld. First, our construction vessel that had been setting up permanent outposts to other worlds in the Sol system was outfitted with a new slipspace engine so as to continue its duties beyond our borders. Secondly, ONI has commissioned a new reconnaissance spacecraft known as a Prowler, which will undertake any duties that they may see fit. Then came our greatest undertaking yet, the construction of the new UNSC Phoenix, the first Phoenix-class ship commissioned by the UEG and the largest vessel in the UNSC fleet. The Phoenix was to take a colony's worth of inhabitants to this new world. However, a rebel faction known as the United Rebel Front stole the ship and loaded their entire populace aboard before taking off into slipspace. With station-wide defences inefficient at stopping the escape, and our other vessels unarmed beyond internal security fire teams, it was determined that a more military-minded vessel had to be created, and the UEG has given the UNSC further power to do with this directive as we will. This has resulted in the Paris-class frigate, 3 of which were constructed and launched. Now, with only preparing an operation to both scout other systems for new worlds and to pursue these rebels, the UNSC stands ready to propel humanity into the stars. Classified Addendum. Security Code Alpha 01-117. The gateway discovered in our home system remains a priority for ONI to unlock. Official word is that this portal's origins are entirely unknown, but ONI suspects that their builders, these Forerunners, once inhabited much of the galaxy before our own recorded history. Why they built it here, and why they shut it down in a hurry, is up to speculation. But data retrieved suggests that they were running from something. Something that we must be ready for. End report. Hi guys, Tom from Project T here and welcome back to Stellaris. And this time we are in the, as of yet, Untitled next series where we are playing the United Nations Space Command from Halo. Welcome to the Halo Galaxy. As you can tell by the music, the main theme is currently playing, the New in the Mix. Hell yeah. We are standing on a galactic doorstep. And the mysterious construct in our solar system was discovered a few hundred years ago. Due to its dark metallic properties, the artifact was named the Black Crown, and its majestic presence has a profound effect on our society, if it unified our people in both spirit and pursuit. The space flight became the highest priority of our scientific community, and the eager quest for this technology brought with it a series of unbeneficial discoveries. The Black Crown turned out to be dormant, but we learned an important lesson. It's not the destination that matters, it's the journey. And now, thanks to the beckoning of the Black Crown, our species has the means by which we can visit the stars. Begin! Real space, because, yeah, we're using a whole bunch of mods. I will list these mods in this description if you want to recreate this. Real space is one of them. Basically, it just adds extra effects and whatnot. So, close that. This is the Milky Way galaxy. It is a large galaxy, not huge this time. And the various settings I have gone through, you can find with past me right now. And we are here back in the setup menu, just like back in by our Covenant's Light, starting our new game that you've already seen, but here I am just setting up back in the past. I have set up all of our species that we're going to be encountering. At the very top are the Yanmi Hive, the drones, the buggers, yada yada yada. This insect species builds its hive around the remnants of foreigner architecture on their home world. Though they're only a prosperous unification, because that was about the most simple thing that they had. We have the Magalagolo colonies, or Letgolo. These colonies are sapient worms, are surprisingly intelligent and very alien. They have the Lithoid ships, and they come from their homeworld of T, and the enemy come from Palamok, which is tropical. T is continental. Xenophobic, militarist, spiritualist, functional architecture, environmentalists. The enemy are slavers. They have functional architecture again, because both have hives. Authoritarian, xenophobe, spiritualist. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of spiritualists in this game, because it's Halo. We have the Mantle of Responsibility. They come from Genesis, which is a relic world. They're remnants. The ancient species related to humanity, sharing much of the same DNA, once the rulers of the Mantle. Basically, they are the resurgent forerunners. As you can see, Mr. Didact over there. Though it's not the Didact, it just kind of has his portrait. They are Imperial, Aristocratic Elite, Police State, Fanatic Militarist, Materialist. Very strong, quarrelsome, slow breeders, intelligent. So yeah, they're going to be probably a problem. They're very imperialist and more happy they want to conquer everyone. Moving down, then, past all of this, the Flood I'm not using because they're going to be the endgame crisis, which I'll spawn in the year 2500. I have a mod replacing the Prethyon Scourge with the Flood, so that'll be fun. I have the United Rebel Front, who are an offshoot of the UNSC. The Rebellion, looking for their own rule over human space. They have cutthroat politics, mining guild, xenophobic, and fanatic militarists. So they're going to be a problem for us. That they're on Alaria, an insurrectionist world from Halo. We have the Kigyar mercenaries, who are a mega corporation, a criminal syndicate. Because, I don't know if you know this in Halo, the Jackals are... well, they were never technically truly part of the Covenant, rather than the Covenant just hired them. They're an entire culture of pirates and mercenaries. They just fight for whoever gives them money. Their battle cry is literally for profit. They're like Ferengi, but with more teeth. So criminal heritage, private military companies, because that's basically what their entire species is, militarist and fanatic materialist, thrifty, quarrelsome, natural engineers. So they're all about profit and gain at the end of the day. We have the Ongoi, who are Holy Tribunal, the Grunts, functional architecture is our priesthood, egalitarian, fanatic, spiritualist, small and weak, the cannon fodder of the Covenant. We'll see how they go. Then we have the Brutes, aka the Banished, from Doisak, which hopefully they're nowhere near Balaho, because all the Grunts if that's the case. But yes, the Banished, Atriox's faction, the Brutes. They're a feudal society, warrior culture, fanatic mutualist, spiritualist. So yeah, much like most of the Covenant species, they are highly religious. However, they're going to be, you know, big warlord kind of deal going on just conquering everyone else, unless they get, you know, absorbed into the Covenant. We will see. Savage brutes, the prophets will fools to trust them. So yeah, the survivors, they start in a post-apocalyptic world because they bomb themselves as they do. But moving on, we have the San Shayun Faith, the prophets themselves, the very core of the Covenant, and they start not on a planet, but on a station called High Charity, which looks like High Charity. I know it doesn't look like it there, but in the game it does. I've checked. They are an imperial cult. They have a dominant state religion where the ruler is worshipped as a living deity, prophet of truth. There he is. Police state again, because the dictator is imperial. Authoritarian, fanatic, spiritualist, void dwellers, weak, traditional, slow breeders. Yeah, so they're going to be our big main enemy, I feel. Like, we're not going to get along with these guys, because as you can see, we're materialist, they're fanatic, spiritualist, they're authoritarian, they're an imperial cult, police, imperial, yeah. They're, as the Covenant is going to be, they're not going to be exactly friendly. They, you know, want to activate the Halo Rings. Next up, we have the Swords of San Helios, who is led by the Arbiters. They are the elites, a proud warrior race, honourable and strong, fanatic militarist, spiritualist, nationalistic zeal, warrior culture. So, yeah, the honourable warriors. Intelligent, slow breeders, strong, enduring. We can make allies out of them if we can, we'll see. And moving down here, we have us, the United Nations Space Command. I've also realised I missed out a thing up here. I'll do that in a moment. We are going to be the United Nations Space Command, starting at Earth, you know, the United Earth Government, the UEG, Galactic Doorstep. So we're starting with a gateway in our system, which I'm going to play off as being Forerunner in nature, which is kind of meant to be a stand-in for like the portal to the Ark that's on Earth in Halo. But, you know, we don't have that, so that was the closest thing we have to it. So we have the Ark portal. Distinguished Admiralty, Efficient Bureaucracy, Militarist, Fanatic, Materialist. So we're all into robots and AI and all of that. And we're very militarist. The advent of slipspace drive has sent humanity to the stars. Little do they know what revelations and reclamations await them. We are a democracy. So we are a direct democracy, which means the government is a materialistic form of democracy where citizens use computer networks to vote directly on most matters regarding the state. So yeah. So democratic, diplomatic, but we're also materialist and militarist because the UNSC has to go for a lot of shit. The final species we're going to have, aside from the One Marauder and Fallen Empire I'm spawning, are the Created, who start on installation 04. They're not quite the Created from Halo 5. More, I've kind of reimagined them as basically 343 Guilty Spark here. I had to use this background image or it would let me do robots because the Guilty Spark image in the mod wasn't robotic for some reason. They would only let me do biological, so I turned them into this. So it's a rogue defense unit, determined exterminator, warbots, just sort of conscious emotion emulators, remnants of the Fallen Empire. The sapient Ancilla have their own intent for the galaxy, and yes, it's Guilty Spark starting on this ring world. They have the humanoid ships. So that was going to be interesting, since, you know, Spark wants his ring, he won't let anyone have it, so he's going to kill anyone who tries. That'll be an interesting prize if you can take it, though. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I have all of these species going in, all of which are going to contend to us for control of the galaxy. And this right here are going to be our settings. Last time we did a huge galaxy, which was 1,000 stars. This time we are doing a large. And realizing my mistake, I've just changed that from elliptical to a spiral galaxy, like proper Milky Way. 10 empires, the ones I've gone through. 2 of them will be advanced AIs. 1 Fallen Empire, 1 Marauder. So we basically have about half, just under half of the amount of empires we had last time, I hope is, with like the 30% performance increase to the late game that's supposedly been added in the Federation's update. I'm hoping that having less empires will also, and a smaller galaxy will help with that slowdown that we experienced last time that killed off the last series. Fingers crossed for that, because last series was the worst slowdown I've ever encountered in this game. Tech tradition cost habitable world, civilizations are normal, crisis strength is 1.25, mid-game 2300, end-game 2500. The moment we hit 2500 I'm starting the event. Victory is off, we'll end it when we end it. Difficulty, Captain. Scaling difficulty is off. AI aggressiveness is going to be high. The reason for this is because, well, we're playing Halo, and if a human Covenant war doesn't happen, it kind of defeats the point. So, we are going to encounter someone hostile at some point, and we will probably be declared war on. That's going to happen. Empire placement is again in clusters. Advanced neighbours is off, so we won't encounter someone massive right away. Normal hyperlane density, abandoned gateways, normal. Wormhole pairs, normal. We'll have 2 guaranteed habitable worlds, one of which will be Alpha Centauri, as we're on Earth. Caravan is on, Xeno compatibility on, Iron Man mode is off, so that I can spawn the Crisis when the endgame year starts, and also I don't have to rely on autosaves, because autosaves were a pain in the ass. So without further ado, I'm going to have to switch the music currently playing so it's only the Halo mod. But let's get this thing started. So, with that explanation in mind, here is our starting fleet. Our current home fleet is 3 UNSC frigates, which we're going to want to change first thing. So if we go into the manager, we want to first off create a Sharon class frigate. We were going to be going with canonical planet names and canonical ship names where we can. So, and since this is Halo, we're going to not start off using shields or energy weapons. Those might come later, but we're going to try and keep this as canonical as possible. It helps that part of the mods pack I currently have includes Halo weaponry among the species and all that. I also have more events active, so we might have extra events going on, better war name, variety, things like that. So, let's start off with one of those and nuclear missiles. So, Mac cannon and archer missile pods. We're going to want 3 pieces of nano composite armor. And that doesn't... Oh, no. I use shield backs. No, I don't want shields. I want armor. There we go. And that creates our Sharon class frigate. Next up, we have our interceptor, which will be the Paris class frigate, as you can see here, which will have 3 mass drivers and again all armor. There we go. And the last frigate we're going to be creating is, of course, the Stalwart class. Like the, what was it called? The In Amber class from Halo 2. We're going to have flak batteries and 2 more of those. Nano composite armor. So this one will be our point defense ship. So these are 3, and over here we have, we're going to call the Cairo defense platform. So we need to get rid of that one. It's going to be our MAC defense. So in line with that, we're going to have 1 large up there, and then down here we're going to have a hangar. So longsword fighters, or short sword I suppose in this place, and mass driver, which will eventually be a proper MAC cannon up there. We need armor for you. And save right design. Yes. That gives us our MAC defense platforms, our MAC cannon, and then the fighters that will defend it. All very good. And while those ships are upgrading, we are going to do our research. So, pulse lasers, no, that's more Covenant thing. Let's get some more research right at the beginning. Planetary unification, more unity, yes, we want that. Additional edicts. Standardized corvette patterns or powered endoskeletons. Get powered endoskeletons, also gives us more minerals. From here, we're going to want the Unsc Hilbert. We need to start expanding, so that will be Alpha Centauri there. Let's look. So we have... Trying to find where we can start spread out our space and get like our core world set up so we can have some defense stations. So I see 1 route into our territory there, 1 there, and 2 here. So that would be potentially 4 defense stations I need to set up in order to properly defend my core worlds. That is noted. Meanwhile, construction ship. That can start by getting more minerals. You get over here, build there. And Earth, our Empire capital, is fine for the time being. We are currently ruled by Terrence Hood. And we have administrative offices, research labs, alloy foundries, all the likes of there. We have a single envoy who's not the... This is my first time probably playing Federation, so this is going to be an interesting experience. Policies. Diplomatic stance expansionist. And that makes sense. You can see in its early history was expansionist. It wanted to grow out and improve its lot. We have... So we can also be isolationist. This is all new stuff, by the way, with the Federation DLC. Cooperative or belligerent. Right now we're expansionist. We want to grow peacefully, but no specific diplomatic focus. Outpost build cost is less. more colony development, more border friction. Unrestricted wars, yes. Orbital bombardment indiscriminate. Resettlement allowed. First contacts protocol. Set that to peaceful. UNSC has no desire to go to war. However, I have a feeling there's not going to be shared. Initial border status open. Mixed economy. Wealth creation. Robotic workers allowed. Yes. Population controls allowed. Yes. Slavery prohibited. Purge displacement only. Oh, that's flood music playing. We're going to be hearing a lot of that later. This is also new. We can also fortify the borders, which gives us more starbase capacity. And then there's just more events mod options. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Clicking play now. Uh-oh, what's this? Someone at the door. Without the slightest warning, the mysterious alien gateway in our home system came alive. The energy surge pulsed out from the artifact, and for a fleeting moment a glowing, vibrating orb filled the center of the structure. This remnant of a former civilization may not be so dormant as previously believed. Although the gateway was open for no longer a few seconds, it was nothing through some space debris, rock and dust that upon closer inspection turned out to be valuable resources. Sweet. We'll use those alloys to start getting that fleet up, because bad things could come through there potentially. Bad things indeed. Also, we have discovered alien life in Alpha Centauri. The UNSC Hilbert over here. Over at Alpha Centauri 2A, Moon is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we've encountered life forms that do not originate from Earth. This amazing discovery has silenced those who believe alone in the universe. Although none of the alien creatures found on Alpha Centauri are sapient, it is likely a matter of time before we encounter beings that are. We may not be alone in the stars. Oh, and it appears we discovered an archaeological dig site. What have we got here? A large derelict station is trapped in the slow tunnel orbit of the atmosphere of the gas giant. The gravitational stress is likely to destroy it within the next few thousands of years. It has not yet drifted deep enough into the atmosphere to make archaeological expedition station impossible. Ooh, a foreign gas mine. The United States Space Command is abuzz with news of alien remnants that were recently studied. These leavings are considered definitive proof of intelligent, purposeful activity at some point in the past. We may still be alone now, but we are at least not the first to be so. We have an anomaly. The atmospheric patterns of Proxima Centauri 2 are atypical for a gas giant of modest size. Research. And for our first ascension perk, expansion or discovery. I mean, normally I'd go discovery first, but expansion seems like the UNSC thing to do. So we'll go with colony development speed increased plus 25%. Also, what we had assumed was an abnormally small gas giant is in fact not. Beneath the deceptive thick layer of dust swirling in the upper atmosphere lies a regular planet, a barren planet, but a planet nonetheless. This is proving quite embarrassing to the astronomical community on Earth. Remarkable. Sweet, that's now a barren world, not a gas giant. And here, Alpha Centauri 2A is where we're going to be placing our first colony, the colony of Skylar. I will also note, though, that this planet is positioning. That's clearly Pandora from Avatar.
Evasive maneuvers.
Also, apparently we have an uninvited guest. Once again, the slumbering gateway has come alive. This time it was not a boon, but rather a bane. It has come to us from the great unknown. A single space-dwelling creature sprang out from the glowing gateway, seems to be on the prowl, answering to no kind of hailing or warning. We should move to eradicate this threat immediately. Battle stations. Engage the enemy. It's only 43. That's going to be easy enough to deal with. Let's go. Our first combat of the game. We got 4 Pirates class frigates and 1 Stalwart class frigate.
System survey concluded.
Bernard Star. In we go.
Engaging hostile forces.
Alright, we've engaged. It's going down quickly enough. Took some damage, but we took it out very quickly. And we now have some debris. Even better. Alright, our system survey is completed. We're going to make our first Starbase Outpost, and then we'll start seeing if we can't go in and get ourselves a new planet. Alright, our first Phoenix class colony ship is now going to be
Situation
constructed.
log has been updated.
There we go, and our second tradition, start with an additional pop. Let's go. And here we go. Our first colony of Skyla. Over here, and here comes the Phoenix class, like the Spirit of Fire, though, in its original Phoenix class configuration with the UEG logo rather than the UNSC. Let's do this. An abandoned amusement park found. The structures on Van Manen Star 5 are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science Officer Valentina Romero notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations and that we could learn much from that. Words are difficult, and that we can learn much from, and that to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been cutting-edge sensor array, or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us humans, it looks like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Intriguing. And then immediately afterwards, spit it out. Once more, the alien gateway has been activated. This time, the activation lasted only a fraction of a second, but that was enough for something to cross over. An unknown metallic object of extraordinary velocity shot out of the portal and cut its way through the system. Before any sensors could get decent reading, the object collided with a planet in our system to investigate the point of impact.
Situation log has been updated.
You.
Construction completed.
Reverse course and get over there. We need to know what that is. Meanwhile, our construction ship can get to work getting us some more resources. Our previous research has completed, so we have more minerals and army damage. First generation defense autocannons. Let's start getting some actual UNSC weapons on the go. The first human colony. Our colony ship has gently touched down at the mouth of a large river delta on one of the several continents that have been found in Skyla. This temperate forested region will serve as an ideal first landing site. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first human city on alien world. A great day for the UNSC. And another tradition to do. Pop growth speed or Starbase influence cost. Let's do that because it'll
System survey concluded.
cost less influence to make more stations. And following that, planet side next. Locating the crash site of the mysterious probe was far more complicated than anticipated. Readings indicate that it didn't even crash in a conventional sense, however the considerable velocity of the object approaching the surface also rules out a normal landing. So what really happened? Time to take a closer look. And that, as well as us getting some more research. That's good. That's going to be very good in the future. We get that early. But let's start off with some UNSC army, so we get marines and crap. And this. Our scientists have reached the impact site of the object on the gateway that crashed into Triton at incredible speed. It's clear from the look of the impact site this is no ordinary crash landing. Alright, well I guess, Luis, you're on that. Hello, the Gruner. The UNSC Hilbert crew are eager to report they have uncovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring species on SPO-002, who appear to have inhabited the planet some several million years ago. While it's unclear why this species, who call themselves the Gruner, disappeared, our scientists have isolated a promising archaeological dig site on their planet. Perhaps further study will yield more clues. Awesome. This is we place a Class B star.
Construction completed.
Nice looking system with a lot of planets. Hopefully that'll be an expensive thing. And archaeological site pending. Initial reports from our excavation on Triton are both extraordinary and a bit unnerving. Analysis of the surface debris in the impact crater and its immediate surroundings reveal a surprise. Apparently the unknown object did neither break nor break upon impact. Somehow the object managed to pierced through the soil and is now resting deep in the ground. Further excavations is ready to begin. Keep digging. As a bonus, we now have some rampart point defense systems, so we have Unsc weapons starting to actually creep in. And right then as well, we also get another archaeological site pending from Gateway Sent. As the excavation project on Triton got closer to the object resting deep in the ground, our scientists started to experience strange phenomena. Hours were lost in the blink of an eye, new equipment suddenly breaking due to wear and tear, areas cleared of debris, and no one remembers how, and so on. Time dilation. The scientific community can offer no real explanation, but one theory is the crash object left some kind of temporal altering residue as it impacted the planet's crust. Keep digging. And while that's going on, F3's Pride. The arms vessel discovered in orbit is an abandoned military spacecraft called F3's Pride. Its life-frame invasion hardware suggested it was built for long-range patrol missions, but it has since been refitted into a long-range stealth bomber. Records of ship common travel reveal it's hijacked by a rebel guerrilla on its way to perform a stroking a secret complex. We'll send a crew to the lab. Sure. Another ascension perk as well. Starbase upkeep, because my power's getting low. Let's get Starbase upkeep on the go. Hey, and we have our colony on Skylar. Alpha Centauri is in the house. Let's start off with a bit of power. Get that on the go. We have 2 pops that'll grow over time. And we can have plenty, so we also gonna need some more food. Minerals are right for now, so it's gonna be energy and food we really need. And at some point soon we're also gonna need consumer goods. A lot of things to balance as per usual, but hey, that's kind of what Stellaris is about. Archaeological site pending from Gateway Sent. Our excavation team finally reached the final resting place of the unknown object that crashed on Triton. As it turned out, the object was of minor interest, being little more than a glorified cannonball. But the location quickly astonished the scientists. It was a huge chamber, hermetically sealed, with no entry points other than the smashed hole in the ceiling where the object had come down. The walls were covered in strange translucent plates that our scientists now eager to scrutinize further. Ooh, foreign shit. Nice. Lord Terence Hood has been elected once more, it seems, and we are making our first station, which will be called Anchor 1. Over here. So he is present once again. That is exactly how I wanted things to occur. What's the new mandate? Energy economics. We need plus 20 a month. That might be an issue. Oh, and our archaeological dig site is indeed finished. And Gateway Sent. The translucent plates covering the walls of the mysterious chamber found on Triton made little sense until one team member reached out and gently touched one. The room exploded in light as holographic glyphs appeared out of nowhere, row after row, glowing symbols hovering in midair. The symbols were deftly translated, and purpose of the plates in the chamber became clear. They contained detailed blueprints of alien construction, a construction that would open the gateway. Ooh, interesting. Opening the gate. Recent archaeological uncoverings have revealed a way to build a construct that can briefly open the mysterious gateway and allow a science ship to pass through. Warning, this is a high-risk mission. There's no guarantee that the scientists or the science ship will return from a perilous journey. Prepare accordingly.
Situation log has been updated.
Alright, so there is now a thing I can do to get through the gateway. I'm not doing that yet. I'm going to let myself build up a bit first, because I feel like that could unleash some potentially horrible shit on me, and I don't want to do that quite yet. Next ascension perk coming in, which will be Short Empire Sprawl, and that also brings us to 10 years. I just know 22/11/06, we've been a few months over, but that is fine. Our first episode, our first 10 years is done, and that has been pretty plentiful. We have our home fleet, which is 4 Paris class, 3 Stalwart class, 3 Sharon class frigates all over here. You can tell the difference. That's the Sharon class over there. Got the Paris classes. For 465 fleet power. I probably want to get an admiral and get as strong a fleet as I can get at this point before I go through that gateway, because that could go wrong. So before I open that gateway, I at least want to get all my, what I intend to be my core space, kind of locked in. I want to sort all that out before I touch ancient alien things. So we'll touch ancient alien things probably in the next episode, depending on how quickly I can get everything else done. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Ta-ra.